Every once in a while, a great animated movie will show up on a streaming service like Mitchell's vs. the Machines a few years ago. K-pop Demon Hunter is one also from Sony Animation, and everybody should be talking about this movie. And this is a movie that deserves to be nominated for Best Animated Film because it is spectacular. Not only is the animation great, the plot is great, the characters are good. This is also animation that's trying to do a new thing, which I like a lot. If you're familiar with Sony Animation, they have really gone out of their way to make animation just something really spectacular these days. The Into the Spider-Verse and Across the Spider-Verse films are good examples of that. They use a sort of technique of 3D animation that looks just beautifully rendered. Oftentimes it's almost like you're watching a painting come to life. That worked really well for Spider-Verse, in which you're actually kind of watching what almost looks like comic book panels come to life, really. K-pop Demon Hunter is actually, I feel like it would be an anime, like a 2D anime made into 3-dimensional animation. And they use a lot of the anime tricks, like big eyes, for example, and not just big eyes on like every character, because every anime, but I'm talking about like in anime, there's these things that happen that you see a lot. Like, for example, a character's eyes will just suddenly grow extremely large. Anime is a very, obviously, you're either into it or you're not, and it's a very niche thing. Okay, it's not that niche because there are huge fans of it. But, they use the thing like, for example, like if a character's crying, you actually see little waterfalls come out of their eyes and stuff like that. They use a lot of those anime tropes in K-pop Demon Hunter. Now, the plot of it is actually very interesting, and the movie wastes no time, but just throws you into it. But essentially, apparently there are demons in the world, and they're, I forget the name, but they're ruled by this strange thing that's like this giant mass of purple flame. It's called like Queen Ha or something like that. I really forget its name. And honestly, I kind of forget the name of the main characters too, so I'll do what I can really remember here. I do fully intend to see this film again because it's that great. And you should see this, honestly. If you're not getting this thing, this is going to be a positive rant. So, the K-pop Demon Hunters are essentially these. So yeah, there's like demons in the world, and I can't really remember. They weren't really given that much of a thing. They just sort of say like, "Hey, they're demons," and that's it. Apparently, they live in the underworld. I don't really know. I think they actually kind of get into the origins of where they come from. But essentially, like, there's this thing that there's like a Demon Hunter legacy thing. And the Demon Hunters have always been singers. And with their voice, they can produce these massive spiritual weapons that will appear on them. Also without explanation, really. And then from there, they can slay whatever demons are there. And now they established very early that the demons can look human. And when they are in disguise, they will often have what's called patterns, these kind of stripes sort of things on their arms and in many places on their body. So at the beginning of this film, like the K-pop Demon Hunters, actually, Huntrix, that's the name. Huntrix is the name of their group, and there are 3 of them. There's Rumi, Zui, and I forget them. They remind me of the Powerpuff Girls, really. And they actually have the same kind of personalities of them. One is kind of bubbly, one is kind of like stern, and the other is the leader. And Rumi seems to be the main character of this thing. And I'm going to get into some spoilers here because Rumi has a secret. What is her secret? Something that I felt should have been developed a bit more, but kind of wasn't. But Rumi is half demon. Her mother is Celine, who was part of the last group of Demon Hunters, because like I said, this is like a legacy. It's a thing that's passed down from generation to generation. It makes sense that the modern Demon Hunters would be K-pop stars, and they're the biggest K-pop stars, apparently. So, or at least they have they got a lot of following on them. And so at the beginning of this thing, they just kind of show who they are. I think they're like on a plane, and there's a plane full of demons, and then they start hacking them up. And the action scenes in this movie are great. They are fantastic. They are often done in a kind of a one-take style, and that are kind of hard to follow, but at the same time, your eye sort of is able to keep track of it very easily. I like action scenes like this. I wish I had seen more of them rather than shaky cam or whatever that you see in normal things like that. They took their time. This is a film that looks really good. This is a film that really should have been released theatrically, honestly, and I don't know why it isn't. And please release it theatrically so you can get an Oscar nomination for Best Animated Film. This definitely should get there. I've done a rant about Oscar-nominated animated films before. This should be on the list for this year. Now, so basically, and so at the beginning, they just kind of show them in action, and then they do a concert. And what the K-pop Demon Hunters is trying to produce a honim? I don't know if this is an actual thing, but apparently it's this massive demon shield that will, in fact, if it's completely and totally constructed, it will keep all the demons down, possibly even destroying them. And this is what they want to do, and they are on the cusp of doing this. And I get the feeling like no demon hunter has ever done this before. This is like this is the big thing before the retirement of the demon hunter name, apparently. And even Huntrix is planning on taking some sort of big hiatus after this is over, apparently. So here's the thing. One of the plots here is that there is one of the demons named Gino who realizes, like, hey, we're going to fight fire with fire. And so he and his 4 other demons start a K-pop boy band known as the Saja Boys. And they're essentially going to rise up in the charts, and they are going to try and destroy the honim that the K-pop Demon Hunters, or Huntrix, have started to put up at this present time. Now, this is a film that is part action and part musical, and it is also part drama. Like I said, the main singer of this, or one of the characters in Huntrix, Rumi, is part demon. And this is kind of really the focal point of the storyline. This is a film that actually makes you question the whole relationship of all this thing. This is what I liked about this film, because this isn't a film where there's where you think there's definite good guys and definite bad guys, but each of these sides are starting to rethink how they thought this whole thing goes. And this is what I liked about this film, is I feel like the whole system is the real villain of this film. It's not the actual villain of this film. It's this idea that, hey, Rumi has discovered that they are, or Rumi has always known that they're part demon and has always hid this from her 2 friends. And this is a plot line that's kind of a liar revealed sort of thing, which I don't really like. I kind of felt like they really milked that aspect of the plot a little bit too much, but I can understand where they were going with this. Yeah, because, eventually there's going to be a scene where the 2 are going to see, like, Rumi, you have markings, so that means you have patterns, so that means you're a demon. How can you have lied to us so many years? You get that sort of scene going on. The way it's handled, I think, is rather interestingly. So, and of course, the characters are. This is one of those films where the characters get at their lowest point, and then they eventually rise up from it. And it's done well with like music, and there's a lot of really cool stuff going on in this movie. I actually kind of thought, like, is there too much going on in this movie? No, actually, it was pretty easy to follow. I actually kind of liked how this was going on. There's one thing that was never really explained, that the villain, Gino, has this strange cat creature, this blue cat creature, and also this strange crow that wears a hat that has like 3 eyes on it. That is not given any explanation, but it's just cute as heck, and that's clearly part of the merchandising, and I want a stuffed animal of that. Just cause. Anyway, this film is one of those that is just, that really stirs you, because the thing that I really like about this is it does call into question about why we have these systems and why we fight the fact that we're fighting the good fight all the time doesn't mean we're fighting the right fight all the time. I feel like that's kind of the takeaway from this film. See K-pop Demon Hunter, it's on Netflix now, and it is friggin' awesome. I can highly recommend it.